When I moved from Germany to Kenya at 23, it wasn't just about changing where I lived. It was about experiencing my roots and starting a whole new life full of challenges, growth and amazing experiences. I wasn't fully aware of what was ahead. In just 1.5 years, I've had the chance to visit Tanzania, Zanzibar, South Africa, Namibia, Uganda and many different places here in Kenya. And there's still so many more places I want to explore on the African continent. Welcome to my channel, I'm Marvin and today I'm sharing the story of my move from Germany to Kenya. If you ever thought about moving to Africa because of your roots or just for a fresh start, let me tell you how it went for me personally. I will take you through what it was really like for me and what I've learned and why I believe it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. Then let me start from the beginning. The idea of moving to Kenya didn't just pop up one day. Growing up in Germany, I always felt a strong connection to Africa. My roots are in Eritrea, a country many people in Germany don't know much about. And I knew that understanding where I come from was key to understanding myself. And as I got older, Africa became more than just a distant place. It felt like a land of possibilities where I could build something very meaningful. It wasn't just curiosity, it was a calling to reconnect with my roots and live in a place that felt like home even though I never lived there before. But before making this move, I had to face some tough questions. How would I fit in after living my entire life in Germany? Could I make a living there? What would it be like to leave everything I know behind? These questions made me think deeply, but they also helped me to prepare properly because planning this move wasn't easy. But luckily, I had been to Uganda twice before visiting my family, which gave me a better perspective on what to expect on the continent, even though Kenya is different from Uganda. During my time in Uganda, I was very inspired. I saw one of my relatives move from Eritrea to Uganda with very few resources, yet they managed to build multiple businesses and live a life much better than what we experience in the West. He encouraged me to try it myself, and after witnessing his incredible journey, I knew it was time to do the same thing for myself. So I spent months researching, saving money and getting mentally prepared. One of the most important steps I took was visiting Kenya before making the final decision. I explored different regions, talked to locals who gave me valuable insights and connected with a few people who made similar moves. Their experience helped me to understand the challenges I might face. When I told my family and friends about my decision, their reactions were very mixed. So some were very excited for me, while others had more mixed feelings about the situation. Moving from Europe to Africa isn't something people do every day, and the unknowns are very scary. But I knew I would do it no matter what they said. I knew their concerns were based on their own experiences, but I had witnessed something different during my time on the continent. Then let me tell you about my first impressions and my first few challenges I had here. When I finally moved, stepping onto Kenya's soil as someone ready to start a new life felt unreal. The energy, the people, the opportunities was much more than I could even imagine. I was full of energy and ready to do everything in my power to make things work. But like any big change, it came with challenges. The first few months were very exciting but also demanding. I had to adjust to a completely different way of life, understanding the local culture differences and learning the local language that is Swahili here in Kenya and many more things. There were moments when I surprised myself by how smoothly I blended into Kenya's life. The people were so friendly and welcomed me like it was my own home. They helped me with any questions I had, and since everyone speaks English, it made getting around much easier. Nairobi in particular offered everything I needed to live a comfortable life, and instead of letting these differences bring me down, I saw them as an opportunity to grow. I immersed myself in learning the local customs and meeting new people. Over time, those early struggles became part of what made my experience so special. It taught me resilience in ways I hadn't expected. Let me tell you how I really built my life here. So finding a place to call home was the next big step for me. I chose a spot in Nairobi that felt safe and comfortable. After living in an Airbnb for the first week, I found the proper place to stay for the next 6 months until I finally got the apartment I'm living in right now. Building a network was also very crucial for me. Connecting with locals and other immigrants helped me to find a strong sense of community. It was like a roller coaster, meeting all these people and learning about life in Nairobi. I knew that to really succeed, I had to immerse myself in the local culture while also bringing the best of my experiences from Germany. Managing my finances was another challenge. In Germany, I had a steady income, but here I had to be flexible and open to new opportunities. But over time, I found my place and my online business started to grow, attracting clients from Kenya and Uganda and setting up a stable lifestyle. Now we are expanding across East Africa and hopefully further across the continent in the future. It wasn't always easy and doubts sometimes came up, especially when things didn't go as planned. But being part of this vibrant community made it all worth it. And let's be honest, no matter where you try to build something, challenges are a natural part of the process. So now let's talk about the cost of living here in Kenya compared to Germany or the US, where I also spent over a year. And honestly, it's much cheaper here to live a comfortable life. You can enjoy a nice lifestyle, go out for food and drinks, and you don't have to worry too much about about spending money. For example, you can rent a nice apartment for around $300 to $400, depending on where you live and what you're looking for. I live in a nice place now with a big garden where we grow avocados, bananas, and other fruits and herbs. And something like this would be unimaginable in Germany or the US without breaking the bank. But there are also some downsides. For instance, electronics can be more expensive here because there's less variety compared to Germany or the US. So while living expenses are much lower, some things like electronics or clothing can be more costly. But this is a small price to pay compared to the quality of life you can have here. But let me tell you about my personal growth and the lessons I've learned with my time here. This journey has changed me in ways I've never expected. Living in Kenya has taught me resilience, patience, and given me the confidence that I can live anywhere in the world and still feel at home. It's given me a new perspective on what it means to live a truly fulfilling life. And I've learned that with enough willpower, anything is possible. And the biggest lesson I've learned is sometimes the hardest and most uncertain paths lead to the most beautiful destinations. Every milestone I've reached here, whether it's setting up a home or finding success in my work, has been incredibly rewarding for me. But more than that, it has been the journey that has shaped me a lot. The challenges, the learnings, the growth, it's all part of what makes life on the African continent so special. And I know some of you might be thinking about making a similar move, especially if you have African roots. Maybe you're worried about safety, money, or just a fear of the unknown. But trust me, I had all those worries too. But what I've learned is that with the right mindset and preparation, you can handle all of these challenges. If I would give you some advice, it would be the following. Start with research. Visit the places you are interested in, connect with people who have already made the move, and prepare yourself mentally and financially. Be open to the fact that life here might be different from what you're used to, and if you're flexible and don't expect life to be exactly the same way as you know it from home, you can definitely build a life on the African continent. Africa is a huge and diverse place, so there's no one-size-fits-it-all experience. Find a place that feels right for you and you go from there. If there's one thing I want you to take away from my story, it's this. Don't let fear stop you from following your dreams. Moving to Nairobi was one of the best decisions I've ever made for my personal life. It hasn't always been easy, to be very honest with you, but it has been an incredible journey for me. If you're thinking about making the move or even just chasing a dream that seems far off, simply go for it. You never know what amazing experiences are waiting for you on the other side. The question I have for you now is, do you dream of living in an African country? If so, which one? Let me know in the comments, and I would like to see what you are dreaming of. And there's one last thing. If you're on this journey or thinking about it, remember, you are not alone. Where there's a will, there's a way. And thank you so much for watching.